DeFi stands for Decentralized Finance, and it's this revolutionary new technology that is completely changing the way that people exchange and earn money. But like all things in tech, it can seem completely overwhelming or overly complex to a lot of people. So today, I just want to break down how simple a concept DeFi really is so that you can understand the full power and potential this space has to offer the world and you personally as an individual. But to first understand DeFi, we're going to have to understand what DeFi is a response to, which is the traditional form of a marketplace or centralized finance. Quick definition time. Market. In this case, we're not talking about a grocery store, but a literal marketplace where goods, services, or assets can be bought and sold at the same time, like the stock market. So what is centralized finance? Centralized finance, or CeFi, because as crypto people love to make things sound more complicated and obscure than they actually are, is the traditional way goods are exchanged or bought and sold. Imagine I want to create a marketplace for apples, where you can sell me your apples and I'll give you money, or buy my apples where you give me your money and I give you apples. In order for me to have this marketplace, I need my own supply of both apples and money. I need money so that I can pay people who bring me apples and enough apples to sell them for people's money. That's a marketplace. Now imagine I want to grow this out and I want other people to be able to exchange apples at my marketplace. Okay, I have the people who want to sell their apples line up on one side and the apple buyers on another. So what I do is I tell them that they need to let me know how much they are selling their apples for, or how much they're looking to buy and at what price. And I'll match the buyers and the sellers together. So you come to sell apples, you want $1 per apple, and you have 50 apples. I look at the buyers and I see that your friend is looking to buy 100 apples for $1 each. So boom, I take 50 of your apples, I give your friend 50 apples, I take his 50 and I give you 50. So what I've just done is turned myself into a centralized exchange. Think like Binance or Crypto.com or Coinbase. I've effectively put myself in the middle as what's the order book, keeping track of what everybody is wanting to buy and sell. It's no different in crypto. What I've just explained to you is exactly what centralized exchanges, or CEXs as we call them in crypto, that's effectively what they do. They keep track of how much Bitcoin you want to buy and at what price, and how much someone else wants to sell and at what price you're willing to sell. That's centralized finance. So what then is decentralized finance, or DeFi? Well, DeFi takes out the middleman, me, and replaces me with computer code. To turn our Apple exchange into a decentralized exchange, it would need computer code. But let's return to our example using something relatively analogous to computer code, magic. So I want to make my Apple exchange decentralized. What I do is I get this magic box, and this magic box is able to hold apples and money while magically keeping track of the value of those apples while preventing people from being able to steal them as well. Now, the first thing I would need to do to make this Apple marketplace decentralized is to make sure that it has both a supply of apples and money. Kind of like we did in the first example, with one major exception. The ratio of dollars to apples is actually going to set our price. Now, this is the part of DeFi that absolutely blew my mind when I found out about it. And it can sound like it's going to get confusing, but we're going to break it down so it makes a lot of sense and is actually very simple. Trust me, this is cool. Let's say we want the starting price of apples to be $1. Okay, so I have 100 apples, and in order to make each apple worth $1 at the beginning, I would also need $100. So I put 100 apples and $100 into this magic box, and presto, I have a decentralized marketplace. You come by and you decide you want to sell me some apples. Let's say 10. So you put 10 apples in the box and you take out $10. Great, simple enough. But here's the tricky part that can get a little mathy. Our magic box now has 110 apples in there, but only $90. So that means there are slightly more apples in the box and less dollars. Here's where we need to remember just a little bit of our Econ 101 classes. That means we have more apples and less dollars. But because dollars have become more scarce while apples have become more plentiful, the price of apples goes down. This causes the price of apples to fall by $90, because there's $90 in the box, and 110 apples because there's 110 apples in the box. $90 divided by 110 apples is roughly 81 cents per apple. So the price has gone down from $1 to 81 cents per apple. So what just happened here? Instead of me being in the middle matching orders, you just came by and you sold your apples and you took out your money and went on your way. That's DeFi. In real life, we don't have a magic box, but we do have something close: smart contracts. That magic box is referred to as an automated market maker, or AMM, because, crypto terminology. But that's it. That is effectively what DeFi is at its core, or at least what DeFi marketplace is. Now, I know many of you watching understand that DeFi is a much more complicated topic with decentralized applications, smart contracts, decentralized autonomous organizations. And if any of those terms sound overwhelming, perplexing, or confusing to you, then you're in the right place. Here at Double Crypto, we're going to break down all the concepts of DeFi and crypto into easy to understand, bite-sized pieces so that you can unlock your full potential as a DeFi and crypto investor, developer, programmer, or just enthusiast, whatever you wish. So if you want more of those videos, if you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button and subscribe. We really appreciate you watching today, and thank you.